We are live with the biggest news in the NBA right now. Joel Embiid is officially out for Game 2 of the 76ers series against the Knicks, dealing with an ankle and hip injury. We break down exactly what this means for the Philadelphia 76ers and how this major absence impacts their playoff run.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we dive into the on-court action from Game 2 as New York Knicks center Ariel Hukporty fights for control of the ball against Philadelphia 76ers center Andre Drummond in the first half. We look at the battle for possession and the struggle for control in that crucial, early period of the matchup. Now, we examine the dynamic between the guards as Philadelphia 76ers guard Tyrese Maxey shoots over New York Knicks guard Jalen Brunson during the second half of Game 2. We analyze Maxey's performance and what this specific exchange reveals about the game's flow. Finally, we look at the aftermath of the loss, where Tyrese Maxey and Paul George explain the 76ers' issues in that tough Game 2 loss to the Knicks. We discuss the team's defensive effort and what they need to prepare for in the upcoming Games 3 and 4, so stay with us for the full recap. The Philadelphia 76ers battled through Game 2 of their second-round playoff series against the New York Knicks, but the absence of star center Joel Embiid proved costly. Embiid was ruled out for the contest due to an ankle and hip injury, which surfaced after he reacted during Game 1. The team struggled significantly in the final minutes of Game 2, finishing with a score of 108-102 in a loss that put the 76ers in a 2-0 deficit in the Eastern Conference semifinals. In Embiid's absence, Andre Drummond started alongside Adem Bona, combining for 15 rebounds, though both players found themselves in foul trouble. The offense lacked the firepower Embiid typically provides, who has averaged 25.2 points in the last 5 games. "We feel like we should have won it," stated 76ers guard VJ Edgecombe, pointing to a lack of shot-making in the closing moments. Game 1 saw Embiid struggle, scoring only 14 points on 3 for 11 shooting in 25 minutes before the starters were benched. He had been listed as probable due to a bruised right hip before being cleared. The Knicks capitalized on his mobility issues, leading to open shots. Embiid's recent health concerns have been a major talking point. He returned from a late-season appendectomy during Game 4 of the first-round series against Boston, helping the team secure a series win. While the exact link between his current hip pain and the surgery remains unclear, Embiid expressed caution about his injury, stating, "Obviously, based on what's been going on, I guess I've got to protect it more." Despite the setback, the team remains optimistic. Guard Tyrese Maxey delivered a strong performance in Game 2 with 26 points, and the 76ers believe they can mount a comeback in Games 3 and 4 in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia 76ers faced a tough challenge in Game 2 of their Eastern Conference semifinals, ultimately falling to the New York Knicks with a score of 108-102, extending the series deficit to 2-0. A significant factor in the loss was the absence of star player Joel Embiid, who was ruled out about 6 hours before tip-off due to a sprained right ankle and a sore right hip. Coach Nick Nurse confirmed that Embiid woke up with soreness and was treated during the morning shoot-around, leading the medical staff to determine he would be unable to play. Without Embiid's presence, the 76ers struggled significantly, particularly in the final minutes of the game where they were limited to just 12 points in the fourth quarter. Andre Drummond and Adem Bona attempted to provide interior support, combining for 15 rebounds, but both players found themselves in foul trouble, with Drummond taking only 2 shots and Bona shooting none. The team expressed frustration over the lack of offensive firepower from Embiid, who has averaged 25.2 points in the preceding 5 games. Guard VJ Edgecombe noted, "We feel like we should have won it. It came down to shot-making at the end of the game. They were making shots, we were." Embiid's recent struggles were highlighted by his performance in Game 1, where he scored only 14 points on 3 for 11 shooting in 25 minutes before the starters were benched. In that game, the Knicks capitalized on his mobility issues to create open shots, despite Embiid having been listed as probable due to a bruised right hip. Embiid had previously returned from a late-season appendectomy during Game 4 of the first-round series against Boston, helping the 76ers secure a series victory against a 3-1 deficit. Questions remain regarding whether the current hip pain is related to the appendectomy, as Embiid winced after contact in Game 1. Embiid stated he needs to protect the area more, acknowledging the ongoing physical challenges. While other players contributed, Tyrese Maxey managed a rebound with 26 points, alongside Paul George and Kelly Oubre Jr., who both scored 19 points, and Edgecombe contributed 17. Despite the effort, Philadelphia was only 4 for 17 in the fourth quarter. Coach Nurse expressed concern for Embiid's recovery, emphasizing his dedication to return to the court despite the recent surgery. The 76ers remain optimistic, believing they can mount a comeback in Games 3 and 4 in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia 76ers suffered a tough back-to-back defeat, losing both Game 1 and Game 2 of their NBA playoff series to the New York Knicks. The setback was compounded by the absence of star center Joel Embiid in Game 2 due to hip and ankle injuries, leaving the team without a key piece of superstar talent. Despite the void, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Kelly Oubre Jr. led the 76ers to a 1-point lead in the fourth quarter before the Knicks pulled away in the final 12 minutes, with the final score 108-102. Tyrese Maxey carried a heavier offensive load in Game 2, leading the team in points and assists, but his 6 turnovers were cited as a potential factor in the loss. Maxey attributed the outcome to poor execution in the final quarter, stating, "We had a hell of a defensive effort tonight. Defensively, we did enough to win the game. Offensively, a little drought kind of hurt us in the fourth quarter." Maxey also mentioned a physical challenge, noting he jammed his finger in the second quarter, which affected his usual dribbling and trapping style. Forward Paul George also played a significant role, accumulating 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, along with 2 blocks and 2 steals. However, George struggled with shooting, finishing 7 for 18 from the field, with 5 of his makes coming from three-point range. George suggested the team simply ran out of energy late in the game, saying, "I thought we just might have run out of gas a little bit in the fourth. We could have did a better job of getting some easier ones, but I think we did just run out of gas a little bit in the fourth." With Embiid sidelined, the 76ers relied heavily on their remaining stars, with Paul George playing 43 minutes and Maxey playing in all but a minute and 12. The 76ers are now focused on taking the series to Philadelphia for Games 3 and 4, which are scheduled for Friday, May 8, with tip-off at 7:00 p.m. ET. The New York Knicks secured a crucial victory over the Philadelphia 76ers in Game 2, taking a commanding 2-0 lead in the playoff series. The final score saw the Knicks edge out the 76ers with a score of 108-102. This win solidifies the Knicks' momentum heading into the remainder of the series.